Hi everyone, so I haven't uploaded in a while, so I thought I would show you what I've been up to. Now, over the last few months I've been remaking my model airport, so only the runway has remained from the original one, and all of these gates and, well, these kind of terminals are all new. Now before I go into detail about what I've been doing, I just want to quickly thank everyone. So recently the channel has hit over 5,000 subscribers, which is insane. And just want to thank everyone for subscribing. And also, if you want to look at some behind the scenes footage, I've recently made an Instagram where I'm going to be uploading pictures of the progress of the airport, as well as some plane spotting pictures that I've taken. So if that's interesting to you, you can go check it out. I'll leave a link in the description. Now, back to the airport. As I've already said, the only thing that remains from the original airport is the runway. Everything else has been redesigned. And I'm going to quickly walk you through what's been changed. Now, I've made this small chart here, which has all the gate numbers, so it makes it easier for me to show you what I've been doing. So, as you can see, gate A1 through A5 are narrow body gates, which are located on this corner of the airport. Next is gate A6, 7, 8, 9, which are wide body gates that will be connected to the terminal itself. And gate A10 is another narrow body gate. If we continue along, now connected to the Charlie taxiway, is gate C1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. These are all passenger gates which go along this side. So these gates here will eventually have jet bridges that go up to the terminal, whereas the two small aircraft gates will not. And there will just be stairs. And then over here are two more cargo narrow body gates, which are Delta 1 and Delta 2, as well as two wide body gates, Delta 3, Delta 4. You can also see them on my little chart here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now next is the gates connected to this terminal here, which are Bravo 1 through 9. The first 5 are narrow body gates, which are on the opposite side of the Alpha 1 through 5 gates, and going around are wide body gates. Now what's special about this specific terminal is that two of the gates, so this is Bravo 9 and this is Bravo 8, these are both able to accommodate the A380, which the other gates are not able to do. Because of space limitations, there are only a few gates that can actually accommodate the 777-300. So obviously the two A380 gates can do it. This gate with the Lufthansa A350s that can hold the 777. Then Alpha 7, which is this gate in the corner, and Alpha 9, because if I put the 777 in, this is Bravo 6 here, and this is Alpha 8 here, then because the tail is, the aircraft is so long, the tail sticks out too far and the wings of, say, the A350 will hit it, so I can't keep the aircraft there. Before I continue with showing you what I've been doing and what new changes have been added to the airport, in the description there is a small Google form if you want to fill it out. What it is, it's a submission for your airport. If you have a model airport and you want me to look at it, you can send it in, and if I get enough submissions I'll make a video reviewing the airport. So if you're interested in submitting your airport to be reviewed, and if you want to be in a video, Google Forms in the description, or you can message me on Instagram and submit it that way, that's also fine. But now let's continue with what I've been up to. One of the reasons I decided to redesign the entire airport was so that I could add a little bit more realism. Now originally there was no space for all of these ground service equipment roads, which I've been recently working on. So I couldn't physically add them, there was no space. Now that I've redesigned the airport there is space, and it just looks so much better with these roads in place. I've been trying to make this as realistic as possible, so we've got speed signs, stop signs, and the black and white stripes where the road crosses over a taxiway. I've been basing all of my markings mostly on Edinburgh Airport, as that's my home airport. Now, if these markings look different to what it is in your home airport or whatever airport you're basing your model airports on, that's normal. Our airports around the world do have different markings, so please don't go into the comments and start telling me that my markings are wrong, because, well, I mean, you can tell me that. They may be wrong, but they should be right, because I have been basing these off a real airport. So after that little talk about markings, we can look at the wear markings that I've added to the taxiways, as well as to all of the gates around the airport. So if I can get these in focus, I'll show you. They're very light, as the airport hasn't been in use that long, except for the runway, where obviously most of the markings occur. As the aircraft brakes, hits the runway, a lot of tyre rubber is left behind. So these marks are just made with a pencil. You draw a few lines onto the taxiway, rub it in with your finger, and you get this awesome effect that makes it look like the taxiways have been used a lot and aircraft have been leaving tyre rubber behind. The same thing on the runway, just a lot more pencil. Now, one thing I did want to do originally with this airport was have a darker grey where the taxiways are and a lighter grey to look like concrete where the gates are, but I only had one shade of grey, so the airport is just one shade of grey. The airport is all asphalt. Another thing which you can't see at the current moment, actually you can see a little bit here, I have made taxiway markings, and they are currently lying just over here. Big stack of them. So say this one would go where the runway turns, where the taxiway goes from Alpha, so which is this one here, onto Charlie, as well as Alpha 2 and Alpha 1. So this taxiway sign would be located right there, and this is what it would look like. Another small detail I added, which barely anyone is ever going to see, but it's this little windsock in the corner, which tells the pilots and ground staff which way the wind is going and how fast it is. Now, if you want to follow along the journey, make sure to subscribe. I will be converting all these terminals to something that looks good. I will also be adding some more taxiway markings. I will be updating the airport chart, because this grass here is not visible right now, but it'll be here and here. Then I will be working on making some paper ground service equipment, because currently I've got enough for about 2.5 planes, and I have a few more than that. So that's stuff I'm working on in the future. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like. And once again, if you want to submit your own airports to be reviewed, there will be a form in the description, and all the instructions will be there. So I'll see you in the next video.